Welcome to another Soulstone Survivors video. In today's video, we are back in the alpha. We did mention we would show everyone Overlord today, so that's exactly what we're going to do. As you can see, the portals are still the same. We just finished an 8-minute custom curse intensity run on the Houndmaster. Really cool. A couple of things I do want to show you though before we go into Overlord is some of the new skills that the Houndmaster can get, as well as, the old skills and their changes, as well as some passives that we spoke about yesterday, but also some new passives that you haven't seen before. So some of the passives are the passives for his actual ascension, like this one over here, Hounds Feast. This is the uncommon version, which increases the crit chance of your hounds. The common version increases their movement speed, and I have yet to find the rare version, which I don't know actually what it does. So we're gonna maybe hopefully see that together. But some of the other things I wanted to show you is something like lacerations over here. Increase the damage of every bleed you apply. Can work really well with elemental flow, because now you're going to be applying more bleed damage, and then elemental flow is going to make that bleed damage occur faster. So really good combination over there. We've also got things like this one over here where it says blast support, where it says for each skill that you have type blast, increase the modifiers of your skills without the blast type. So every single one of my blast skills is now increasing the damage of my non-blast skills, and it also tells you which one of those skills are being increased as well. And then we've got something called skill chain. So whenever we cast a blast skill, it will then also have a chance to cast a bomb type skill instantly, and there's a 29% increased chance for that. The best way to see this happening is when you actually have a buff skill and you've got skill chain to that buff. You can actually see the buff resetting the green line every time, even though it's still on cooldown. Quickly, let's just go over the skills. Buckshot got changed. It now gives ammunition and brutal instead of fragility. Still does the same thing. Ammunition, when it hits 20 stacks, the next skill that's used gets a 5 charge of multicast, so it will multicast 5 times, which is really good. Brutal, we spoke about yesterday, deals direct damage, increased up to 50% depending on how close we are to the target. Then we've got ourselves Power Blast, which now has Devastating, which is direct damage caused by this is multiplied by 3 on crits, as well as ammunition. Then we got Bomb Barrage, which now deals bleed instead of weakness. We've got Explosive Shot, which deals shattered and gives ammunition. Shattered is the armor reduction, so we reduce armor there as well. We then have Weakening Grenade, which does bleed and disoriented, as well as having impactful, which means direct damage caused by the skills increased by up to 50% based on how close we are to the target point of impact. We then got a new skill over here called Rapid Barrage. A Rapid Barrage just shoots consecutively in a target direction, causing damage and having a chance of gaining ammunition every 0.2 seconds. So really cool over there. It's a 25% chance of gaining it, and it hits 20 times, dealing X amount of damage per hit. So really good over there. A nice fast firing skill if you want to use something for like your elemental stacking, like slow or bleed or whatever the case may be. And then last but not least, we have Shrapnel Bomb. It throws a bomb in an area in front of you, dealing bleed. That's not different. However, what happens now is it deals damage based on the number of bleed stacks. Sorry, it doesn't actually deal bleed. It deals damage based on the number of bleed stacks that you have. And it's actually a relatively high number. We're looking at 40 per stack. And that stack number does apparently go up as you increase the damage modifiers as well. But that's, right now in the alpha, that could be subject to change. And then for runes, if you're wondering how we have 7 skills, we are using improved reparatory. So we have the extra skill slots, but reduced 50% damage. So let's get into the Overlord so you can have a look at it. You can see we're on the Scorching Sands. Previously, we would have gone onto another map like Caves of Delzarg or the Frozen Wastelands. But now we are in a random arena. So it's a brand new map. As you can see, we've got the Whispering Woods enemies. That means that all of the currency that we will be picking up, so the gems, ores, and materials, are all going to be materials from the Whispering Woods. So depending on which enemies you are fighting in the arena will determine which minerals you're going to get for that Overlord cycle. So there's that. And then we can see just how much damage everything's doing. We can focus, shrapnel bomb going in a specific area. We do have poison because we were running Threshing Blast for a little bit of time. Threshing Blast got changed. It no longer deals damage based on how much bleed you have. but it deals damage now on how much poison you deal. So really cool over there. Poison is actually very, very strong this patch, so it's really cool over there. We got deep wounds, so your bleeds now cause damage more frequently, so that's like a mini elemental overflow, so that's actually really, really cool. We're going to grab that. There's Threshing Blast, so you can see it's ammunition, and the damage that it deals is based on the number of stacks of poison that you have instead of the number of stacks of bleed. We don't need any of the skills though, but it's really cool that that did show up, so I can show it to you. Then we got blast support again, so for every skill type of blast that we get, it's then going to increase the damage. It does also show you which skills are going to get the increased damage when you hover over the passive, so it's going to be Bomb Barrage, Weakening Grenade, and Shrapnel Bomb. So we grab that. We're going to grab the movement speed there as well, because as you can see we are in Overlord, and that means that things are going to be moving faster and dealing more damage, and the more we move the less damage we're going to be taking. One thing I do want to show you is that the Overlord cycles, the percentage damage that they gain no longer scales as much as it used to. It now scales a lot slower, and it does max out at 70% attack speed and movement speed for the enemies. However, there is going to be a new one over there, and as you can see it shows you enemy armor penetration. That is capped as well, but now it doesn't help if you just stack armor, because as you go into the Overlords, the enemies are going to be grabbing armor pen, so eventually that's going to be out. You are going to have to get armor, health, block, a whole lot of other buffs and things like that if you really are looking to push into the higher Overlord cycles. But yeah, that's that. Alright, there's the Hounds Feast, so we increase the movement speed, so we can go and do that. As you can see, if we do a Bloodshed, all our attacks now have a chance to apply bleed. It's a 25% chance. Because I already have some of these, you can see that it just increases the amount of damage that the bleeds are going to be doing, which is actually quite high. We don't really need the movement speed for the Hounds, so we're going to grab that. We get Skill Chain Bomb to, Blast to Bomb, so every time we have a blast skill go off, there's a chance that we are going to have a bomb skill instantly go off, which is very good for the Shrapnel Bomb, and then we can actually go and grab ourselves some life over there. These work exceptionally well with Scent of Blood as well, so when you get yourself onto a 0.2 cooldown for your skills, or onto a much lower cooldown for them, and you're going to be skill chaining like insane amounts, it's really, really fun, and you just whip out so much damage. Especially if you have something like ammunition where you multicast so much as well because of it. Right, so then you can see every now and then bombs, the bosses just explode, and that is because of our Shrapnel Bomb doing so much damage because of its stacking damage, which is the damage per stack. Alright, we are hoping to get some, you are bugging me. Let's just take you, hopefully you can disappear. Grab some crit chance over there as well. Like we mentioned yesterday, the common and uncommon crit chances have been nerfed slightly, so you don't get as much crit as you used to, so it is going to be harder to get 100% crit. However, that's only from those passives. You are going to be able to get them a lot more often from skills, skills that are going to give you things like Form, which is critical strike chance, Disoriented, and things like that are going to, of course, give you increased crit chance and crit damage. So there's still ways to get a lot of crit, but it's not necessarily going to be solely from the passives. And then if you guys want to see something specific before the update comes to live, or if you don't want to play on the alpha, if you want to see something that you're interested in, or you want to see, maybe you want to see the summons right now and how they've changed, just drop a comment down below on what class you'd like to see, or a specific typing that you'd like to see that may have changed, and let me know down in the comment section, and we can do that for tomorrow's video, or even maybe we can live stream it or something like that at a later stage and do things like that. But I am going to be very interested in doing a Zero to Hero live stream as well of the game, where we go from like a brand new save, doing absolutely going all the way to end game, or at least as much end game as possible, as quickly and efficiently as possible. So that's going to be a very interesting one, and if you guys want to join me, the Twitch is linked down in the description of the video, so you can just go and follow me there. Let's go for cast frequency. We've got infused gunpowder, so again for each skill type of bomb now, we increase the damage of all our blast skills, which is really cool. These are very good if you've got like one or two, like let's say ice, or even if you join this with the adaptive empowerment rune and you do fire to something else, and that's going to make it so that all of your skills are doing massive amounts of damage. And then we just got hit there because we were busy talking and not concentrating on the fact that we've got something that's about to smack us in the face. But because of our curse, we got rid of all the curses that reduce our healing. So we're able to just pop a healing crystal over there and get a lot of health back. We should also get quite a lot of health back from just the usual leveling up. I think the only problem right now is the doggos don't stay alive long enough, so as you can see, I think all of them are actually... Nope, there are some that are still alive. That's very impressive. Usually the doggos die very quickly, so we have a problem keeping them alive, and usually when they die they don't attack, so it's like reduced damage. Second last boss fight coming out now. Let's see what happens. We do have to just focus. Ooh, we got a lot of Chaos Bringers and Fallen Knights over here. Oh, that was a lot of Chaos Bringers. That's scary. Alright, but luckily we're able to kill them very quickly before they all decided to bomb the arena. I think that's why we just had a little bit of FPS lag over there. I think they may have bombed the arena while we were running away. Either that or like shrapnel bomb got the ammunition buff, so it caused a lot of lag because of the projectiles. Who knows what could have happened there. Alright. They are very, very strong builds right now in the game. I think the meta is already starting to shape on the alpha, so unless something drastic happens between the alpha and the release, there will be a pretty good S tier video coming as well, showing an absolutely new devastating build to play. Again, still probably going to be on the Barbarian or the Paladin. I think we're going to land up doing it on the Barbarian just because of, you know, being able to play with the Barbarian and not worry about our Ascension as much, because when the enemies are moving like this in such a confined spot, it is actually quite difficult. Something else that I never really spoke about, we are on our next boss fight like very, very soon, but quickly as I go, after we finish leveling up over here, just take a look at the right hand side over here under the time. You'll see that it says how many elites we need to kill instead of enemies. So it's actually changed now from elites to, from normal enemies to elites, to kind of make it feel different. So as you can see there, eliminate elite enemies to summon a lord, and then when you kill that many elites, you then fight the boss. So we do actually get a whack ton of prestige when we are doing Overlord now, because we are killing a lot more elites than we are normal enemies. I think the game actually spawns more elites when you're playing on Overlord than it would usually on like Endless or whatever the case is. So I think that's one of the biggest differences. The other difference is Overlord now has this arena where Endless goes from map to map to map, so there is that little bit of difference. And then Endless, you have to do the normal kill enemies, where Overlord is kill elites. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope you like the new Overlord map. Let me know down in the comments section, and look at Shrapnel Bomb doing its thing. So please remember to like, comment, and subscribe, and always remember, keep safe, survivors. Until next time, cheers.